When we talk about pitching your products, here are the major parts that we're going to be discussing. The first part here is the message. It's what you say, how you say it, and who you say it to. And a lot of this comes down to crafting that message. We're going to dive into that. Media is the secondary concern. Which vehicle or vehicles are you going to deploy your message through? I'm going to show you a lot of messages that were deployed through webinars, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be through a webinar. So I'm going to give you consideration of how you use the message and what types of media you should consider deploying the message through. The third part here is the offer, which is everything they get and what they pay for what they get. So we want to create the right message with the right offer and distribute it to the right audience through the right media. And then lastly here, funnels. This is the before, during, and after process of communicating our message through the various media to get our offer out there to our audience. And the step-by-step of how we're going to accomplish that in this module is we first start with hook deployment. How will you grab your target audience's attention so forcefully that they cannot ignore you? We've talked a lot about hooks throughout some of the other modules here. This is now actually putting it in motion and putting it in place. That's step number one. Step number two, the consumption plan. How can you make it so that even in the worst case scenario, they still get the better end of the deal, that they can still be successful, that it's still worth their while to invest? That's step number two. Step number three is the bonus stack. How are you going to set it up so they feel like they're taking advantage of you by buying from you? And there's some very deliberate psychology that goes into stacking bonuses. And then the fourth thing here is the pitch narrative. How can you create an emotional response that is conducive to a purchase and also helpful to their success with their ideal outcomes? And then lastly, we optimize. Once we put the pitch out there, a lot of people think your job is done when really it's just beginning, because all the money is made in the optimization. The only time it's not is when you get lucky. And I don't build my financial future on luck. We force success to happen. So what you do after the launch can make or cost you a fortune. And the step-by-step process that we're going to be focusing on for the rest of the videos in this module are hook deployment, consumption plan, bonus stack, pitch narrative, and then optimization. These 5 steps can make you the most effective, successful person for selling your information products as well as other people's information products.